Today we're talking about samples and populations, which is Lesson 6 in Advanced Math 15 or Lesson 6 in Regular Math Chapter 10. An unbiased sample is representative of a population. It is selected at random and is large enough to provide accurate data. A biased sample is not representative of a population. One or more parts of the population are favored over others. So looking here, you want to estimate the number of students in a high school who ride the school bus. Which sample is biased? Which sample is unbiased? So we have 4 students in the hallway, all students in the marching band, 50 seniors at random, or 100 students at random during lunch. So we can start by saying that we know that 4 students in the hallway might be random, but that's not enough to provide accurate data. We can also narrow down that 50 seniors at random is likely not the correct answer because seniors are older, so they're more likely to be able to drive themselves to school. Now, most of the time these questions are picking the best choice. So if we look here, all students in the marching band or 100 students at random during lunch. So we know that this is at random. We know it's a large number. So I think this is probably the best choice. Now, all students in the marching band, we know that's probably a pretty big number, but them being in the marching band may affect whether or not they ride the school bus. They might have to stay for practice or have an event or something that might affect that. So that's why choice D is unbiased. Now, on your own number 1, you want to estimate the number of seniors in a high school who ride the bus. Which sample is unbiased? Explain. Take a minute to answer this question. Since we're specifically asking about seniors who ride the school bus, choice C would be the best option because we're specifically looking at seniors. Number 2, you want to estimate the number of 8th grade students in your school who consider it relaxing to listen to music. You randomly survey 15 members of the band. Your friend surveys every 5th student whose name appears on an alphabetical list of 8th graders. Which sample is unbiased? What do you think? If you said the second option, you are correct. In the first option, we're looking at specifically members who are in band, and our question is asking us about a music preference. So knowing that they're in band may affect their thoughts or opinions about music. So that's why that one would be biased. We see that our friend here is randomly choosing or is methodically choosing a random sampling of students in the 8th grade. So this is the better choice for this question. Now, the results of an unbiased sample are proportional to the results of the population. So you can use unbiased samples to make predictions about the population. Biased samples are not representative of the population, so you should not use them to make predictions about the population because the predictions may not be valid. So what this is saying is if we have an unbiased sample, we can set up a proportion and solve for the unknown number to make a prediction about what number the actual amount would be. Here it says you want to know how the residents of your town feel about adding a new stop sign. Determine whether each conclusion is valid. So number 3, in example 2, each of 25 randomly chosen firefighters supports the new sign. So you conclude that 100% of the residents in your town support the new sign. Is the conclusion valid, and explain? So we know that all 25 of the firefighters support the new stop sign. Does this mean 100% of the residents in the town are also going to support the new sign? Take a minute to try to answer this question. We probably understand that not 100% of the residents in the town are going to support the new sign. We probably also know that firefighters prefer to be safe. They're all about making everybody's lives safer. So adding a new stop sign could make an intersection safer for those people traveling through it. So that's why a high number of those firefighters would support the sign, and maybe less of the residents would support that same sign. Number 4, in example 3, predict the number of students in the school who watch 2 or more movies each week. So I believe that there were 1,200 students in the school. So we need to find out how many out of 1,200 would watch 2 or more movies. Well, here we can see that there are 24 students surveyed that watched the 2 or more movies out of a total of 75. So 24 out of 75 of our sample watched 2 or more movies per week. How many out of the whole school would that be? So now we can cross multiply and divide. So 75 times x is 75x. 24 times 1,200 is 28,800. We can then divide both sides by 75 to make our prediction. When we divide 28,800 by 75, we end up with an answer of 384. So what this tells us is that approximately 384 students in the school would watch 2 or more movies each week. So see that using this proportion, we can make a prediction about the actual outcome.